Did anybody see that? That's the question. I don't reckon they did.
I definitely saw something. I'm a little bit confused. I'm not sure where I am.
What are you holding?
I am holding a ball.
What is
a
that?
A blue snowball.
Are you on track somewhere? Is this track day in New Zealand?
It is. It's a MX5 track day, and that's just me having a quick stack.
Is that's you in the yellow, isn't it?
Yeah, mate.
That's you. You thought you had room?
There was all the room in the world, mate. I'm not the bloke without front wheels. Look at this guy just in here. He's got no front wheels on, mate. That's got nothing to do with me.
Number 11. He's okay. He's off to the races.
Yeah. He's
James,
cleared the carnage.
Can you give us a report on the incident behind you, please?
There was a car stopped in the middle of the road, and I went left, and this bloke in the black car decided he was going to go left as well. And he used the space that I was in. He didn't get authorization for it, and we both went straight to the scene of the accident. Sit in the pits for 25 minutes doing repairs because I love iRacing. iRacing's my new favorite game.
You can tell by look at the face. Look how upset you are.
Deadly. Oh, mate, disgruntled.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, so Simcaders is back. What kind of intro is this? 2 minutes in? There's a third man in the picture here.
We're just kind of waiting. I'm looking at the stream chat thinking, I don't think anybody cares anymore, mate.
I don't think anyone's got a notification yet.
I think we left it too long. Maybe we should just go back to another video intro, like 30-second countdown.
And like a Furby premiere where it's the video starts at 8:45, and then we get to start watching the video at 8:50 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sweet YouTube countdowns. I love a YouTube countdown.
As soon as I see some chat, I'm going to go back to a video intro to make it a bit more professional because at the moment it's just three of us looking at each other.
I haven't put all this hard work in here.
Are we actually live? Can anybody check to see that we are?
Here we go.
Yeah, I have live.
Awesome Nat.
Well, we've got the awesome Nat, Mr. Awesome.
Oh, Nat. And now we're going to have background noise as my phone just blows up.
We are live.
The old notifications are blowing up.
Mr. Awesome Nat, he's on it. None of us are. It's just the four of us.
Dedication.
Exactly.
Dedication. Well done.
Yeah. So what were we? I was going to say what were we talking about, but we hadn't started talking yet. We've just
we haven't even started, mate. I really want to kick off with a countdown and the intro screen. I want people to see how professional this is.
Yeah.
But we're not.
Not pro. Yeah. Haven't we already run the intro screen, or are you going to run it again?
How sad is that you've actually just got on yourself to say hi?
That's not remotely sad. That's called a chat check.
Chat check.
What you need actually is you need some little ad break in between. It's from promoting all your merch.
Yeah, I didn't
get this.
I didn't get any of those videos
because you're not professional. You're not professional.
Videos. The only videos we've sort of got is.
I auto-muted then. So how did your voice get through that?
Yeah, I know.
I clicked on the mute button.
Oh, no. Just now I'm going to have to do another 30-second countdown and do it again.
Wirklich? Bist du sicher? Ganz sicher? Yeah, so what have we started? Are we kicking this off?
All right, let's kick it off. Simcaders, we are back. It's myself, Mr. Adam, James, and welcoming Jad to the party.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This is the Simcaders 20. What are we in? I don't even know when we finish, mate.
2021, bro.
There we go. We're back.
Yeah.
Excitement's blowing.
It is kicking off up in here.
Very excited. Very excited.
Yeah, so how's this has been the world's longest break. It was I think we're 1 week or 2 weeks short of 6 months hiatus. What's happened in your world? You've moved states. What have I done?
A lot has happened for everyone.
Yeah, I guess kicking it off the bat, the first thing that we've all done is installed iRacing. So does that mean we have to change the name of the podcast? Because
no, Sim. We have the Sim. We are now officially pro. Caders. We still console game.
Because we're arcade drivers?
Yeah, we are. We're hacks.
This is it, mate. Just
wannabes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So how are you finding it, mate? GT versus iRacing. I guess this can be the first conversation. What are we thinking?
I don't know. At the moment, it's the flavour of the month for me after installing it. I don't know. I do not want to compare it to Gran Turismo.
You're not a compare and contrast? No compares and contrasts?
It's how could you say, Joe? Maybe you can explain better. I think we've chatted about this a fair bit. Definitely don't want to hate on Gran Turismo, but
no, I think it's wise to not compare in the sense of this is better than that, but more this game is geared towards this, and this game's geared towards that, and I think Gran Turismo is geared towards that happy middle ground, whereas iRacing's the far right of race driving, as opposed to something like Wreckfest or something down the other end. And I think Gran Turismo sits in the middle. And I think you can enjoy all of them, like Furby and I do, at least. Anyway, I know that we've always been gamers, so whereas you've come into it a bit later, haven't you? I think with as far as any sort of games, really, haven't you? So
my career is extremely limited. Probably 2 years, I guess. Now I've wanted to be like a driver / sim racer, and so I think iRacing's been installed for about 3 weeks. Is it 3 weeks or 4 weeks now? And I've immediately I was sort of hooked on the. I really enjoyed being something different, because I've loaded a few games since I've played Gran Turismo. Like Forza was one of the games that got me off Gran Turismo back in the day. And since I've been playing GT Sport, like AC and ACC and Project Cars haven't been able to get me off Gran Turismo. But iRacing has, to an extent. It was the first game that I really wanted to, load a second time. Which was really good, and especially the first few weeks trying to a box ticker, so the license thing immediately I just wanted to remove all the licenses, walk up the license ladder. It was a bit different to see that the licenses don't really have anything to do with skill level. It's more only I've ranked up to B grade in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it is, and I haven't won a race. I think I've got one podium and maybe a handful of top 10s, but then you're a B rank driver, which doesn't make any sense. But yeah, the realism sort of has instantly become a grind for me already. I've noticed, it's like I was going to designate 1 day a week to play an iRacing, and then I was so hooked this week. I'm like, I'm going to play it every day this week, and I've played it probably 2 or 3 days in a row. And I had a couple of average races like we were talking about, and then just left a sour taste in the mouth. The couple of bad races, but I guess that's probably the newness wearing off, if you know what I mean. 3-4 weeks into it, it's sort of you know what it's like when you get in a new relationship.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's the tough part, is that you're playing one faulty move from yourself or from someone to you, and it's almost game over in a sense, as opposed
definitely.
to your Gran Turismos or that where you might get a penalty or you'll get knocked off the track, but you can catch up. There's still, I guess, more hope in getting back into the game straight away rather than sitting in the pits for 15, 20 minutes waiting for stuff to get
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
30-second pit stops. Oh, it's just not fair. Try 16 minutes, fellas.
Yeah, I do. I like the one bit I liked. I was getting really confident there at the Nordschleife during the week. I was on my 4th lap. I was looking for a PB, like a lap time PB. And I was towards the end of the lap and I rode a curb and it just shot me into the wall before I knew what was happening. And I had this, it was an instant love-hate. I hated it because I was like, I should have just been able to finish that lap. I'm just playing a game. But at the same time, I appreciated that this is what it's trying to teach you. Like, no mistakes. If you want to push 10 tenths, you better know what you're doing, because 9 tenths will let you finish the race, but 10 tenths is just it gave me more appreciation. I mean, I've always appreciated professional drivers and how long they're on the limit. Like, people like, for an F1 driver, for example, 300 kilometers on the edge, you're like, oh yeah, anybody can drive around in circles, but the actual pinpoint accuracy that they're doing relentlessly for almost 2 hours is iRacing sort of lets you have a sneak peek at that, I guess. Because I didn't even touch that curb, mate. Like, you watch the replay, you just roll up on the curb the slightest amount and the car just unsettled, and that was it. It's like, oh well. And any driver in any series in the world probably could have made the same mistake and had the same result. So I did like that.
I think that's what's grabbing me with iRacing at the moment. Just it's hard to explain, but I mean, doing Nürburgring with the Radical, there's just a constant fear driving around that track in that car compared to, say, getting an open wheeler type thing in Gran Turismo. And I mean, even in the GT3 cars, you go flat out, you come off the track, it's all good, but there's no sense of fear in Gran Turismo. Whereas in iRacing, I'm kind of getting that, just the way the car is handling. Like, I'm so surprised how well they've done the car physics to be able to do all those cross-platform cars, races, tracks. I mean, the Nürburgring on iRacing is it's like a new track to me. Seriously, it's scary.
Same,
yeah. You definitely appreciate the like the little bumps and divots in the track more.
The wheels the Panotech's coming to life with that game. I mean, I know you'd be feeling it too, James, and I mean, we've said it a couple of times chatting. That tiny little fast corners, and you just feel like you're hitting a bloody pothole.
Yeah, definitely. So Awesome and that's asking about suspension and stuff in iRacing. Yes, you can, but at the moment in the license and levels and the races that I'm doing, they're all fixed setups. So you're just running whatever the game says. But as you progress more into the game, game sim, you get shot for calling it a game, don't you? There is scope to start opening up the suspension setups, which is another reason that I have stayed away from this game for so long. Not super interested in becoming, I don't know. I think I'm familiar with the technical side of cars and suspension setups, but it's at the same time, I don't want to race against someone that has been racing the game for 10 years and has the perfect setup, and then you're never going to race him because you just don't have access to that data, if you know what I mean. Like, you're going to be trying to race them on driver skill, whereas they've already beat you in car setup. They don't need necessarily the skill or whatever you want to call it.
It depends on the series as well. I mean, most of them are fixed base settings. You can change your sway bar maybe and brake bias, etc. So I mean, there are going to be those races where you can run a setup, but I mean, everybody is still pretty much on a level playing field.
I don't really know, but asking about like the BOP settings, the only thing I've noticed is not all classes, but they're generally 1-car classes, so there's no BOP setup. But in your class, there might be 1 car, and so that's pretty much removing the BOP. You just make the classes narrower. But I think in the GT3s, they're all made after the real cars, so I think which are BOP'd as part of the real life racing anyway. So that's definitely part of it. And Jack's chimed in with the Skip Barber and limited setups. Yeah, that's like I wanted to change something on the Radical yesterday, but it was full fixed. You couldn't even do tire pressures. But I thought in the MX-5 rookies you could do tire pressures, but I don't remember that. And so it's looking like Jack was talking about maybe small things like tow. And if you are going to start making car adjustments, I really would like to see the game replicate real life, because a lot of entry-level racing series is in real life. It's tire pressures and tow is pretty much their only adjustables, and then they might open up camber caster after that, and then after that, then they'll start opening up suspension. Because once you get to shocks, springs rates, or actually sway bars is another entry-level one that they let you touch. But once you get to springs and shocks, you can get lost and go a lot slower with a minor adjustment, which really takes away from the racing. So, you want to leave that to the big boys generally.
Yeah, we'll be right. We'll be right. I mean, it was good with,
don't worry.
With the 4-hour enduro in the Mazdas. I mean, we all ran stock. And how did you find that, fellas?
Enduro.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, and congrats on all of us getting the car home. No thanks for Nitro.
Yeah, definitely.
Just get Nitro.
The Enduro is going to keep me playing the game. I would suggest it's going to be the reason I turn it on every week and try and keep familiar. The team aspect is just so much fun. Especially if we knock together like 4 or 5-man teams or whatever. Like whoever crashes is just going to cop the most amount of shit there is. Like it's just you better be keeping it on the blacktop because.
But I think it's good that we're all on the same page. We don't really. I mean, it was the same with when Joe and I were doing the enduro, and Nitro didn't have the greatest start, and he was really apologising too much. But we just were like, it's all good, but. It's
all part of the game, mate. It's all part of learning and part of the fun. Definitely. Jack, the 24 hours of Sparks coming up. I noticed that you haven't accepted your IXG invite as well, so I'll just publicly put that out there. Just
James is looking for help, mate. He's looking for help.
So it looks like I'm not going to have any. The team isn't going to grow. It's we're just going to stay static.
We're going to do randomisation. I think we'd like to keep it sort of two-man teams and just swap around. I want to drive with everybody. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that. Initially I thought the 5-week break between enduros was going to be a good thing, but what are we 6 days from the last 4-hour event, and I'm like, I could knock out another 4-hour event.
I'm ready to go, mate. I'm looking for heroes right now. What am I doing next? What's going on?
Yeah, definitely. It really is so enjoyable. I really think that the next phase of Gran Turismo needs enduro. It's enduro is enduro and teaming. The YouTube showed me that it's not necessarily a new thing, but iRacing only brought enduro and team racing in 2013, if I remember the date correctly, which is a while ago now, but it was still 5 years after the game was made. And it's changed the game. It's definitely changed it for me. Yeah, it's I'm really looking forward to some of this Formula V stuff that they're releasing next season, and I've vicariously, ever since being into Formula One, I've always wanted to go down like an open wheel path like get a game. Like there's no is it Project Cars 2 that has Formula?
Yeah, they got
like a Formula stream. Yeah, you can start in the Formula Ford perhaps. But yeah, like when I was doing that Googling and trying to get into stuff, I saw the Formula Vs were a little bit lower than Formula Ford, and because I think Formula Fords are pushing up near 60k, and the Formula Vs are about 20k or 20 grand. Not super affordable, but for a nice fixed series race car, it's yeah.
Well, now you can do it virtually, mate.
Well, this is the key, isn't it, mate?
It's free.
You get the seat, you get the steering wheel.
Yeah. Looking forward to that one.
No, we're definitely going to be giving out lots of free toast. I'm going to get a
Laz loves free toast.
Yeah, I'm going to get a 4-burner. Is it a 4-burner toaster so that we can provide more toast at the next Enduro? It's really important to keep the boys fed. We're going to have we're going to have, I think it's Marmite for the locals and a little bit of Vegemite for the Aussies and a little bit of Promite for the guys on the...
I want the Promite.
Oh, I'll take the Marmite. I am a Marmite person. I'm not a Vegemite person.
You're living on the wrong side of the ditch, mate.
Mate.
It's
Vegemite. I'm up north,
Australia.
mate. I'm up north. I'm not part of Australia, mate. The
jungle. So everything below the border is Mexican. Everything above the border is in the jungle. So where is Australia? Does Australia actually have anything?
We're all
Marmite.
You're closer to Papua New Guinea than you are to
me. That's it.
So,
That's it.
Good old PNG. Where's PNG in the Old Nations Cup, by the way? I want to represent them. Mm-hmm. I need a sweet little red and black flag next to one of your profiles.
Yeah, I should be able to represent them now. I might do that tonight.
Side up, you reckon? Side up.
But it's good. You know, we've all got the PC thing wanging and enjoying some different gaming, but. Gran Turismo, how are we and where are we at with Gran Turismo, everyone? Joe, do you still insert that CD and give Gran Turismo a go every now and then?
I don't. I have the disc, but I also have the downloaded version, and that's still installed. So yes, I do. But there is, whether we call it a honeymoon period of ACC and iRacing, I just prefer playing that at the moment. So I'll have a little dip into the Gran Turismo every now and then just to see what I'm missing, anything new, any update comes out, I'll jump in, have a look. But yeah, it's kind of that thing you wake up and go, what am I going to play today? And the first thing in my mind is, at the moment, is iRacing. So we'll just do that.
Yeah, because you came back strong for about 7 days there at one stage.
I did.
You were straight back on the bandwagon. You're going straight to 100k and then World Championship, and then next week's races roll out, and then there it is. It's Ghost Town. Last logged on, bloody February 2021. It's just like that, mate.
I'm fickle is the word.
Fickle. You see the question shoot across the screen?
Yeah, so Jack with a good question. We're going to talk about this, but I'm glad you've asked us. Now that we've tried iRacing, what has it done to the GT7 motivation? Who wants to start with that one? Because there is some news that has come out earlier this week, re GT7, and you can look at it good or bad.
Yeah, true. The news. Well, the motivation bit, I was sort of glossing across that before with the GT7 really has to have enduro to get me back into the game as hard as I really want to get into it. It's also put GT7 to the back of the mind. It doesn't have to come out tomorrow for me now. If it takes another year, that I'm okay with that. It'll give me a little bit more time to learn a different game. Speaking of different games, I was going to sneak in Assetto Corsa is free this weekend. So if you didn't know, apparently. Yeah.
Get on it, mate. Get on it. Start
so if you haven't got it, you can play it for 2 days or whatever for free.
Competizione or the first
No, the first one. I think it's on free Steam for 2 days or something, and then it's $6, I think, if you want to keep it. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, GT7 going to roll out on the PS4. That was the other big question, and the bombshell I had to drop with that is that a sign that they couldn't get the graphics up to spec, and they're just going to roll out GT Sport with the 7 on the end of it and a couple of little game mods, rather than rolling out a full new ray tracing state of the art game. So
yeah, I think that's a little bit of my concern. It doesn't bother me that it's the same with the PS5. I mean, the PS5 wasn't created to just be for Gran Turismo, of course. It is a game console. GT7 was going to be exclusive to PS5, so the hopes of ray tracing and 4K 60 frames, maybe even higher, it does seem to maybe taken a little bit of a back seat due to all the issues with the chipset for the PS5.
That was the other thing I was going to say. Like, do you think it's fully on board for like polyphony not being able to get the game up to the PS5, or they're just worried that the PS5 will never get a full release because of this chip problem?
I would say the latter, yeah.
I'd say the latter. I mean, not everybody is finding it easy to get a PS5 that still want it. You're going to release it exclusive to PS5. You're not going to have the numbers. So it's a no-brainer to make it acceptable.
Going to miss the player base, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, there's plenty of other games that are going to be available on PS5, PS4. I mean, I'm just hoping that with Gran Turismo, there still is that option of when you put it on and you can go, oh, okay, I am playing a PS5 game. I'm not just playing a PS4 Pro version of it. But who knows? We can all sit here and speculate. Who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's part of the fun, isn't it? It's part of the fun.
There was a statement that I read from Sony this morning a while back about them saying that cross-gen gaming is detrimental to innovation. And so I think with what they're doing with this is because of COVID chipsets, people not getting the PS5, that they've had to compromise with that and say, well, we don't have a choice anymore. We now have to think about this game for a wider audience, and that means backwards compatibility with the previous generation, which is, that means GT7 obviously isn't going to be as dedicated to a next generation as we would have hoped. So,
Oh yeah, just along the same path. I was thinking very much the same thing. Like GT7 is probably not going to be GT7 now. The developers are going to have to be told to change, or what can you do to GT Sport so we can call it GT7 and make it play on both consoles? Like, what can we add? What can we do to supplement and then save GT7 to be GT8? If you know what I mean. Like, especially if it was going to be, because is it easy to just downgrade a game? Could they? Do you know what I mean? Can you? I don't think it would be easy to just chop shit out of the game, where it's like, oh, this is made for this console, and then okay, well now we've only got half the power to run it. What can you do? You're like, rewrite a brand new game, or so. Like, I just don't know how much they could chop out of it to bring GT7 back to a PS4 game.
With games like ACCs, for instance, that on console is very chopped down to the point of being unplayable. And they're using the Unreal game engine. They're not using their own game engine to do it. So they can tinker under the bonnet and turn things on and off to try and get it to run. But games like Gran Turismo, the game engine is built in-house and it's all for them. So I would say polyphony will do a way better job than they've done with the guys with ACC,
Oh,
making it compatible with a console. And so I think they would do probably a great job with that, with making it PS4 compatible. But that's just the amount of resources they have to spend to do that when they could have just been focused solely on next-gen console and give us something great. So I don't know whether they can, the engine that they're running, they can turn things off like ray tracing and then have it run on a PS4 okay, or whether it means a whole new rethinking the whole game engine.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely something that we have to watch this space on, because I don't know what that's going to do.
No,
and it
not
might
at
even
all.
delay the game even longer for release.
Yeah. Well, the dreamers of December 2020 are shattered. It's starting to quickly become feeling like a December 2021. You're a bit of a dreamer, I think. So,
yeah, I still think maybe next year, some stage. I mean, it's the same with Forza. That's going to take a long time.
How do you think Forza's going to go now that it's a game that ports straight to PC? Like, isn't that a really good thing? Because that game can be the next, that can start to take on games like Assetto Corsa and iRacing and whoever else is on PC. Because they really generally bring the graphics and the cars and the tracks, don't they? They're always like, 1,000 cars, 100 tracks.
I think
they can start taking on some of the big boys.
I think they're the quiet achiever on the console scene.
Yep.
I mean, there's always been that joke, I'll go back to Forza or something, and especially in Gran Turismo. But I could play Forza Motorsport 7 and say the same thing, go back to Gran Turismo. It's the online racing is virtually almost identical.
Yep.
I feel the physics engine in Forza, even Forza Motorsport 7, it's always been a cut above Gran Turismo.
Yep.
I think 8 is going to be the quiet achiever.
Yeah, I'm praying for it. Like, I want Forza to do so well. Haven't been the world's biggest Forza fan, but I'd really like to see it fix everything that Gran Turismo got wrong, make it affordable, that everything that iRacing hasn't done, have, the car variety that ACC missed out on. And you know what I mean? It can just catch everyone. Like, there has to be a game that really wants to catch everyone, and I think Forza could be it, especially now that it can do just Xbox straight to PC. You've already got, you got 2 out of 3 there. If it's just, $100 up front and, $5 a year or $15 a year for every car, every game, every track. It really could, I don't know, revolutionize is the right word, but if they could fix like the onside side of their game to make it somehow divide casual and competition, I think that's probably the next level that needs to be done in sort of these games, is really divide out your competition versus your casual competition races versus pure casual racing.
I think that's where Forza's kind of got it right, but with the Horizon series.
Yep.
So I mean, the Forza Horizon it outsells Motorsport.
Yes,
a lot. When it first came to fruition or whatever on the old Xbox 360 Forza Horizon, the original, guys were so excited because it was, the casual gamer could just go to open world, who love car games, and have a bit of fun with fun racing. And then your serious players would still play. Motorsport 4, 5, 6 was a bit of a letdown, but 7 was a really strong game.
Yep.
So I can
6
see.
was the last time I gave a go.
Yeah.
So, but like, if I ever play with the kids, it's straight onto Forza Horizon. Like, I'm like, oh, kids, can we play blah blah blah? And they're like, yeah, we'll play Forza. Because I like, oh yeah, can we play something a little serious? They're like, yeah, we play Forza. And then when I rock up, it's Forza Horizon. I'm like, it's not the Forza I was thinking of, but it's the Forza that will do. So it's got
a great car list. I mean, there's you know, anything with the GTIR in it. I'm
mate.
sold, mate.
R30's on my next wish list.
Yeah.
It was funny to have Stem rolling off his classic Forza cars the other day. Yeah, so Loopy's joined the chat. How are you, Loops? You got some of those hard-hitting questions for us, mate? Some of those, you should have been storing them up for about 6 months now. We should see them come through the chat shortly.
I think Loopy's just waiting for a mate.
Yeah, just chilling, just relaxing.
Mate.
He's have you caught up with me black car behind me? Wait on, wrong way. Oh, there we go. Look at that, mate. See, that's how you stack a car. Hey, that's beautiful right there, isn't it?
Plenty of room. Yellow car. It's Mr. Inks. He had plenty of room.
How could you miss it?
Definitely could have made it. There's a gap there.
I did make it.
Yeah. At this point, your car looks like hasn't got a scratch on it.
It's only got one deflated tire, mate.
Oh, that's a deflated tire. Okay.
Yeah, if you have a look at, if I knew how to do backgrounds and stuff properly, I'd zoom in to show you that. It's that tire's flat, but the black car, not a single wheel, mate. What's going on there? And that's not from me. We haven't even made contact yet.
I would love to know where that wheel actually is, mate. I hope you saved the replay.
Yes, I do have that replay.
Is that the shorts video?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No, that was a good stack, mate.
I was impressed. I was pretty happy. That was a Gran Turismo moment. Just been playing tons of Gran Turismo.
I think that was
keep it pinned, mate. You see a stack, keep it pinned.
I think that was just a welcome to iRacing moment. Definitely.
Yeah.
G'day, pal. How are you, mate?
Hey, pal.
I hope those exams are all finished, mate, and you are back in the game. Actually, I saw you. Did you set a time for something recently, pal? I've seen your name floating around in GT again. It's good to have you back, mate. See, Love Stem knows what it's all about, mate. Never lift. Doesn't matter whether damage is turned on or off. You keep it pinned. It's just, I don't even. I just put a brick on my accelerator, mate. I just let big brakes slow me down. I don't even worry about lifting off.
Love big brakes.
Love the biggest
big brakes.
Definitely.
James is holding the new Magnum. It's a new ice cream flavour.
Yeah, I'm about to insert this in my mouth and make you watch it.
It's like a black toffee apple or something. It does. It is way too professional, Loops. I mean,
yeah,
kind of rocked up, not even clean shaven, and I mean, look at Inks. It's like he's about to call the races. He's got a nice backdrop. You know, it's just not happening.
Got a blue car parked in the middle of the track with a green car flying past nicely. Yellow car using a little too much grass there, and black car on his way to the sheds already. The Brundle vibes. I wish, mate. I've already used me Brundle line this podcast. It's I was heading straight to the scene of the accident. That is my favourite one there. So
it's beautiful. It's just good to see a different game on there, mate. I am pretty impressed that iRacing did
get me off GT.
No, I didn't get you off, but I remember you installed it, and it was like, I'm going pro. I'm going pro. I can't stop thinking about this game. And then it was like, Jad came up for a visit, and shit, I got to get a PC. I just can't do it. I can't be left behind.
Left behind, hardly left behind.
No, it's good.
Yeah, no, super funny.
Question.
Yeah,
for those of you, I know Furby, you have, and Loopy, you've raced the MX-5 in iRacing and obviously in GT Sport. What's the difference, if any?
For me, car physics.
Okay.
Gran Turismo is
compare, contrast, and elaborate would be the next things me teacher would say.
It's hard, but because the Gran Turismo sporty version is pretty much race drift ready by the looks of it. It's not soft. It's not soft, spongy stuff, but
So
I guess the easiest way for me to explain the difference that I feel between Gran Turismo and iRacing is Gran Turismo is accelerate brake, and iRacing is not. It is a lot of throttle control. It is a lot of brake control. I don't feel the rear end of many cars in Gran Turismo. I mean, compared to the Mazda, I guess you could say, like going over hills, etc. I'm just feeling a lot more information through the wheel in iRacing. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. Gran Turismo to me just feels like understeer. iRacing feels like oversteer. If you're going too fast in a corner in Gran Turismo, you just lift off the throttle a bit. There's a bit of tyre squealies, and then plant your foot again.
Interesting.
No, that's just not. But I mean, that's not to say that I don't like Gran Turismo. I love Gran Turismo. The thing that I struggle with is the player base of what the game has sort of turned into.
Yeah, that's
a
the
drivers,
fair point.
What it's turned the drivers into, or just chasing
I just think it's. I guess just because everyone's always going to have a different idea on what it is and how they want to race in a game, etc. I still don't think it matters whatever game it is you play. I mean, I've been taken out in iRacing probably the same amount of times in Gran Turismo, but there just seems to be a difference in that getting taken out in iRacing, because a lot of people still in iRacing, I guess, they're trying not to hit you. They're trying not to touch you.
They're trying not to damage their car, I think.
Yeah, that's the fear element. Whereas Gran Turismo is. So I did a couple of races with Loops the other day, and second on the grid in Mazda, and spun out twice because you can just put your nose in and push away, and there's no penalty for it really.
Yeah, I've been trying to I haven't really. I wouldn't say I don't notice a difference, but I don't think about it at all. I just try and drive fast and try and just do what the car tells me. Like when you were saying about an understeer car and an oversteer car, I guess maybe not because I'm not driving the same cars on each game, but I don't really think of and then I was trying to analyze because I was driving the Radical last night, and it's got like a lift off oversteer, and it's got tires aren't loaded up enough oversteer and understeer. So I was finding I was just like, I had a little bit of unexpected oversteer and a little unexpected understeer in a few places. But what I noticed is I just wasn't driving fast enough. The tire has to be loaded. And I had unloaded tires, and as long as the tire's unloaded, it could move around. And as soon as the tire moved around, the car, like what would you say? The steering wheel told you that straight away. Like it's like, oh, the tire's not loaded. And I not know from like my real racing experience, but I know from the times that I have driven real cars and you don't have the sidewalls loaded up, the cars really, they catch you because the sidewall's not loaded up. So therefore you can't actually feel what's happening. And in Gran Turismo, I can feel the sidewalls of the tires, but it doesn't really affect the car. So if you don't have the sidewall loaded up in Gran Turismo, you'll go through the corner slower. But what would happen is as the sidewall and the tires folding, if it doesn't fold the whole way and get loaded up, it will act like a sponge.
Sorry,
and will
just laughing at the
and it will just
vacuum in the back of Joe.
Yeah, it'll just throw the car off. Whereas in Gran Turismo, the sidewall won't change if it's unloaded up. You don't feel it. It's not that it's not there. It doesn't. there's no feedback for it. Like I can feel when the sidewalls are all loaded up and I'm loaded, like I've got the car completely loaded in the corner, and I can feel when I don't have it unloaded. But the difference between fully loaded and fully unloaded is just a lap time difference. Whereas in iRacing, that unloadedness, as the car straightens up, the sidewall will just bounce up and it'll throw the car off straight away. And you're just like, oh shit. And that's where you get the oversteer or understeer feeling, and it's not actually oversteering or understeering, it's the tire bouncing and unloading itself. So yeah, it feels really weird, and it plays with your brain a lot. So to get rid of that understeer or oversteer, you've got to drive through the corner faster rather than
I think that
slow down.
You've answered my thoughts on, because I've crashed a lot in the radical race, and my default when you go off track, getting the car stable again is almost impossible. But I think it is because I'm naturally lifting first, and like feed off everything and try and control the car with the wheel. Yeah, but the car just needs that load on it to keep going.
Yeah,
and also I think
definitely
the speed to have the downforce holding the car down, and every time I go off the curve a bit and you go, whoa, bang, you're out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot. Yeah, whereas Gran Turismo won't do that for you. It doesn't. Like I said, I can feel the sidewall there, but it doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you as much. And the other thing that you might not notice is like the rebound dampening and the bound dampening in the springs. Like they go, like, so as the tire unloads, it like pushes up on the spring, but then the spring goes unbound and then comes back down in bound under the weight of the car. And then it's like, so you're double bouncing yourself because your sidewall is a spring and the suspension spring is a spring. And so they're bouncing against each other. And that's what makes the car uncontrollable to drive. But so anyone going to watch the Nürburgring 24 Hours? Powers shot a couple of comments across. Is
that real life?
Yeah, it's this weekend. Wow. There's a real one on. I can't remember if is it the VLN 24 hour at the Nordschleife, or is it the GT3 24 hour?
Did someone say VLN?
Yeah, I did. Because
you love it.
Oh mate, I'm addicted. I just want to race that track every day. Like
Top
they
split.
Need to make a
VLN.
We're never going to top split VLN, but we'll try. We'll definitely give it a go. Yeah, it's the GT3 cars that's come across the screen there. So
we'll have to give that a look.
Yeah,
I'm glad the play seat is working out well for you, pal. It's good to hear, mate.
Yeah, I don't. In between trying to drive on the weekends and watching motorsport, watching motorsport before I had a sim rink was one thing that I used to prioritize. I used to watch GP2, GP3, Formula 1. I never watched the American stuff. Watched WEC. And what else did I used to watch? But yeah, but ever since I've got this sim gear, it's like, should I watch drivers drive or should I just do the driving myself and practice? Exactly. And it's like, I can always just check the results and see how they went. I put the spare time is getting spent on trying to learn how to drive in these games rather than watching the pros do it.
I try to watch the races, and then 5 minutes in, it just gives me that urge to go race. So I'll just watch the highlights later. I'm going to race.
Yeah. Especially like you said, just gives you the bug. You're like, they could be doing it. I could just be pumping hours into learning how or to get that skill set as well. Like just today, it was do I turn on I did a couple of oval races on iRacing last night, and it's do I do dirt oval, do I do street oval, do I jump on and do some road racing? There was some hot lapping I wanted to do on GT Sport. There's next week's Nations practice. There's Daily Race C practice. It's we could just do an episode of Simcaders. And
this is pro, mate. This is pro. Yeah, pro racing now, mate.
Oh, mate,
it's almost like there's too many choices. It's I don't know what to do now.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I'm trying to learn how to do Discord, learn how to do Streamlabs. It's my
Streamlabs.
poor little brain
yeah.
is just getting fried with the amount of information I'm trying to put in it lately. It's
But you're doing so well, mate. I think maybe that
calm
was
down, mate.
one of your fears of liking another game, because you're going to have to put more energy, or the same amount of energy, into other games.
Yeah, well, I guess I better make it official. I've had the chat already about how much time I'm putting into playing this game. So, so yeah. So if my hours minimize, you know why. But yeah, we're still trying to get it across the line. Still trying to get 3 streams a week. So I'm thinking maybe tomorrow we might do an iRacing stream, maybe. And then Monday, Wednesdays can be my GT Sports streams. So we'll see how we go.
How
It's
are you
hard
finding the transition from however long you've been playing Gran Turismo, like a console, press a button, turn on in the game?
Yeah.
PC
this was something
gaming?
else I wanted to
PC
mate,
Life.
the amount of times I've almost smashed my TV with my fist, smashed my laptop with my fist, unscrewed my wheel and thrown it in the bin. It is infuriating. Every time I turn something on, it's like, oh, hop in this car. Oh, the settings don't match. Oh, this doesn't match. Like, I jumped in yesterday after pissing and moaning 2 days ago about how my brakes had stopped working and the shift lights had stopped working. Yesterday, I had no buttons assigned. So it was like none of the buttons on the steering wheel would work. And it's like, how did you forget the assigned buttons, mate?
Yeah,
and I just seem to forget things.
Yeah, it's like, it's super funny. Like I like, because when I play GT Sport, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do the 5 p.m. race, and I turn the console on at 5 minutes to 5. And generally the only thing I forget to do is turn on the wheel. And so as I'm in the load screen, I turn the wheel on and assign that to the profile. And at 2 minutes past 5, I'm doing a race. So under 7 minutes. And I did that to iRacing the other day and nothing would work. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get the next race. Yeah, yep. It's 5 minutes away. I didn't even get the game loaded, let alone, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it was, I'm like, for someone on a tight schedule, it's like I need to, if I'm doing the 5 o'clock race, I'm going to be turning the computer on at 10 to 5 maybe. So, and I've already noticed that if I'm going to do an iRacing race, I want to have the computer turned on and iRacing loaded 30 minutes before the race. Yeah. And then, then it's make sure I check, I'm doing button mapping checks, shift light checks. Have I got this checked? Are the graphics settings still correct? It's
mine changes every now and then. I turn it on, and then it'll disappear with my inputs. Same with Streamlabs.
Yeah,
I mean, there's been plenty of times I've streamed this week, and I'm chatting away, and it's like you've got no voice going. Everything's reassigned itself.
It's
PC
definitely
Life.
real world, isn't it? Yeah. So Keith knows. Keithy knows all about it. Welcome to the chat room, Keith.
Keith.
It sounds like that's what he's doing. He's logging on 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes. It's right on the borderline. I can justify that because then it's my excuse to warm up as well. It's like, 30 minutes isn't too bad. But the day I have to turn this stuff on 1 hour before a race, it's probably going to get the uninstall button. That's for sure. It's like pumping in an hour before your race. That's a fair bit of time, actually.
So Loopy wants to know if is anyone doing FIA tonight?
Manu is not on my list of things to do, so no.
Mr. Morphia?
What is that?
What is FIA? What?
I don't think he even registered for this last FIA.
Yeah, we may be doing it, Loops. We may just go in and give it a crack in the mid shitty.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to stream that then because we need someone to watch.
Yeah, I'll probably throw up a stream and you can all.
How are you streaming, by the way? Are you on capture cards or what are you on? Remote screens?
In
Furby.
Yeah, PlayStation.
I'd still be just doing share button.
Oh, share button. Interesting. I'd almost forgot share button exists, because like I live up here now, and I moved up the hill a little bit. It's it's a different world.
I don't
Share
have enough
button.
chords for remote play at this stage. I do have an Elgato, but I just can't be bothered setting it up for the PS5.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've got enough USB thingamabobs to do it. I've got 2 USB ports. Can that do Elgato?
You need one.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think, do I use the other one? What do I use the other one for from on PlayStation? I think I should be right. I think I only need one, maybe. Not too sure. You know what PC does need? PC needs a share button. It's just like, bang, I'm going to play this game, stream this game now.
Yeah.
Hit the button, boom, there it is. Like, I was hoping that's what the NVIDIA RTX broadcast app would do. You just, like, hit the broadcast, and then it just automatically loads the screen for you. I think that's what actually they're trying to get to on that app.
Yeah, it looks like that way. It is more simple than OBS, but
look,
it is
Keithy is already all over it, mate, saying NVIDIA do that. Yeah, I was hoping they would. Ooh. Did that come through the mic, or did we?
What are you doing, mate? It's just slipping over, getting real comfy.
Oh yeah. Just
don't pull a muscle,
can you guys hear all the sanding in the background, or?
No, it's been cut out pretty well there, mate.
Oh, yeah, because I'm using that RTX voice thingamabob because I am generally in a noisy environment. So there's a party.
How many times are you casually going to drop RTX? like a boss.
How many RTX casually drops can an RTX casually drop while he's dropping RTX casually? No one actually knows.
It's like, we've got the RTX sound, we've got the RTX picture image in the background. Just my RTX, mate. It is the best.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have the RTX voice on at the moment, so I was going to ask, could you hear the vacuum cleaner in the background, or did it cut out?
No.
Why is everybody running RTX except me? Where do I get this
from? I don't even have an RTX graphics card.
Where do you sign up for this?
Where's the sign up button?
I put a post on Inks' Discord for, I think, streaming tips or whatever.
Oh, God,
and there's, for those without a GTX card, if you've got not an RTX card, if you've got a GTX card like Furby and I have, you can install the NVIDIA voice and get it running.
Yeah.
Right.
So follow Inks' Discord for more information.
Yeah.
More stuff to install. And
just follow In Exile Garage NVIDIA RTX Discord, and that should be there should be some more information in there. Loopy with a what is RTX when he casually dropped in the chat 30 seconds ago that he's going to go and play on his brother's RTX 3090. So don't even pretend you don't know what it is.
Yeah, make sure you make sure you pull that out of his PC, mate, and slide your card in and just say, I'll just be borrowing this for a week. And you'll be good to go.
Definitely. So what games haven't we covered? I think we've done Forza, set of Corsos for free this weekend. ACC, not much has happened over there. Have they? Or they keep doing updates, don't they?
Yeah, they're still updating. It's still big in the. I think the David Perrells and all those guys do a lot of league racing and stuff. Servers are still there for the PC version. There's a lot of people in there. I don't know about console, but. That was I was going to talk to you about, because it's tough with iRacing. Is should I be buying a GT3 car when I've got ACC?
I was thinking something similar before.
Yeah.
I was like, because this Spa 24 Hour is coming up and it's going to be a GT3 car, and then I'm like, then that's X amount on this and X amount on that, and I'm like, and then I'm like, or I could just probably download ACC for $15 and drive that. Because it is the premium GT3 game, isn't it?
It's a tough one, I guess. I guess you won't know, Joe, until you grab a cheap GT3 car.
Do you think
Have
a
they
free
got
one is
any
available?
$2 legacy GT3 cars? You might be able to scoop one of them up and drive it around and see if it's any good.
That's
So
an option.
SimGrid. And this is where the hole just gets deeper, isn't it? We've got Automobilista 2, SimGrid. I even saw like some video I was watching that kart game. I'm like, oh yeah, I always wanted to drive karts.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be like a what is it, top split kart racer. And so it's like maybe I can do virtual kart guy.
And a set of Corsa 2 being announced for 2024.
Oh, true. All up in the news section.
Long way away.
2024. That's actually a long way away.
And a mobile version?
Yeah, I think the mobile version is released this year, but I mean, who's going to want to play that on their phone?
Not without
You
a controller,
don't
at
really.
least.
Yeah, this is it, because you can do is that you can play your PlayStation controller on your phone and stuff these days, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. And you can plug your DualShock into the phone if you've got the means.
Yep.
And play via that, but it's a bit of a pain.
That's a good question there, Love Stem. I could not connect my wheel to Race Room. We installed Race Room, and it wanted me to pretty much connect my V3 pedals directly, separately. It wouldn't even pick them up through just the single USB, like every other PC game does. So we uninstalled it. I did see the ladder. I did select it, but I could not drive.
And got no love, mate.
Got no love, so I gave it no love back and uninstalled the game.
Just like that. That was a short-lived career. All in 2 hours. Race Room to the top and to the bottom, all in a 2-hour bear bust.
Yep.
Or is it bull bust, bull bear, bear bull?
Fix your connection.
You're running out of space on your hard drive too, aren't you? So you can't install as many games as you want.
No, I can't even do Forza Horizon. I've got 72 gig left, and that's like 70 gigs. So
time for a new hard drive.
Yeah, unlucky.
Love Stem's done the same with Race Room. Yeah, if they update a few things. I mean, the menu system was clunky. My mouse kept freezing, and it takes a hell of a long time to load. I don't know what they're doing, but it looked like Race Driver Grid to me, really. Just play that on PS5.
I was going to say, yeah, Grid's another one of those games, isn't it? Just it's got a like a what is it? Like a career mode. You just jump in, start driving.
Yeah, race away.
Stock tours or whatever, and then next minute you're racing GT1s or LMP1s or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Definitely.
Dirt 5, just a career chaser and arcadey, but fun.
Yep.
Looks good.
Like Wreckfest. Wreckfest is...
Furby and I have been playing lots of Wreckfest. That's been
Wreckfest
lots of fun.
Fantastic on the PS5.
Is it? Tell us a bit about it. See if you can talk me into it.
You need a PS5.
Ah, okay.
Oh, it's on PC as well. So if it ever drops in price, I would say grab it because it is super fun.
And it'd look just super sick with your RTX, mate.
Yeah, just saying.
Just saying. That'd be better than PS5, mate, for sure.
So what do we do? Like, what do you do? Like, what's the whole purpose of it? Are you actually racing, or are you just trying to destroy other cars? Like it's like doing Dilemma Edition Derby.
Just race how you do in Gran Turismo, mate. You'll be fine.
There's Demolition Derby fields, so you just start in a circle and just ram each other, and it's a survival of the
proper
fittest.
Demo. Yeah,
and then you've got mostly racetracks, like normal racetracks, and then dirt tracks, and then just ridiculously designed tracks that are super fun. Kind of the thing where you're driving one way, you turn around and come back the other way on the same track. So you've got oncoming traffic. You've got loop-de-loops.
Keith's got the right idea.
Just go to town, mate.
It's the same.
The tactic
It's the same.
is to knock people out to win the race.
Oh, that's next level.
Bomb break, break bomb.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
you
People as a
GT
wall.
Sport masters.
My brake pedal wasn't
excel.
working. Oh, my
Yep.
brakes are too big.
But there's a
Big
cool little
brakes.
strategy in it where you can build yourself upgrades on your car to make it go really fast, but then
Yep.
you can add armor to it, which slows it down, but
Yep.
you're less chance of getting knocked off or
Yep.
doing more damage to others. So you got to weigh those nicely and
Yep.
just to get in the pack. So the online racing side of it's super fun because it's just push buttons, click in, you bang, you're in like Gran Turismo, and you're just racing against other people. But the career mode's been quite enjoyable as well.
Definitely a good game. And it was free,
Yeah.
so love
What?
a free
Better
game.
than I expected. Yeah.
No, it sounds like a lot of fun, especially if you need to take the load off, especially if you've just spent 50 meters in iRacing and then 25 minutes in the pits. You need to go and relieve the
Yes.
pressure somewhere.
I love a good pit stop.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Love a good 20-minute tow.
Well,
Sorry, 8-minute tow followed by a 16 or 20-minute pit stop, and you're just like, now it's really over.
yeah.
Now it's really over.
I literally did that yesterday. I crashed in the Radical and it was a 35-minute pit wait. So I went and played a Wreckfest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was just like, if I'm going to get wrecked, I should be able to at least drive when I'm finished wrecking. So
Yes, it's a good vent game. I just need to vent and hit things.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, well, how are we feeling? Whoa, as I keep bumping my computer as it bounces around, just for those people to get a little bit of motion sickness.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like you're driving.
I think we've covered a fair bit of crap. Anything else we wanted to chat about? Any other questions? Happy to answer anything.
Yeah,
Sorry it took us this long to get back on, but it's just how things are.
That's it.
What is it? Art takes time, mate.
Did we cover all your
definitely.
questions that you had, Inks?
Yeah, what questions did I have?
Inks could talk for hours, seriously.
Mate, I'm a dribbler.
Does every day.
Just the dribble. Just I've actually got a bib just off screen here to catch the amount of bullshit that falls out of my mouth.
How you been finding Nations, mate? You've been pumping out the Nations, mate. It's been very enjoyable watching you go through your ups and downs.
Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, Nations Cup has been it's been a trying experience. Yeah, what do you say about it? I'm trying to keep the game fun, like I think I'm 3 years into this game or 4 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And this was the first one of the challenge. Yeah, the challenge of trying to keep yourself motivated to take a season seriously, because I don't really want to take gaming seriously. I want to do it as an enjoyment thing. So trying to keep the motivation up can be a struggle. Trying to portion my practice in can be a struggle. Like I've got all these like nice little side distractions, like really like trying to learn how to use a PC now, trying to become competent at other things.
Pro streaming.
Yeah.
Love it.
Try to yeah, it is what it is. But it's I've pretty happy I finally got a result on the board. So it's been a long time coming.
Good race, mate. Well done. It was a good comeback.
Yeah, so welcome. It's glad that you caught us live, Keithy. And I don't know anyone on this stream that has an RTX. You might have to ask around though. Love stem. I like the love stem question. If you have a tappy prone teammate, do you let them start the race?
Is that
interesting?
To Nitro?
Is that Nitro?
I don't know any tappies.
Is that Nitro we're talking about? Nitro loves a good tappy, especially at the start of a 4-hour enduro.
What's it called? Racing by Braille? Braille? Is that what it's called? The I'm sure it's something like that. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, why not, mate? I think I was extremely impressed with my partner's excuse for not starting the race. I think the qualifier has to start the race, mate. I think that's just how it works. It's like, what? Oh, mate, I had the sweats on. It's like I've just done 30 minutes of qualifying. I just downloaded this track 40 minutes ago.
Love Step. You knew it was gonna happen anyway, mate.
I have a sinking feeling. I have a sinking feeling that was a stitch up if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Throwing you in the deep end. Yeah.
You qualify, mate. You go first. I'm just going to hang back here for a moment.
I'm just here for the toast.
Just here for the toast and the good times.
Yeah. I was definitely impressed because then I spoke to you after the race. It's like, yeah, we swapped drivers between qualifying and race start. I was like, you sure?
No. Nitro wanted in the car. Nitro wanted in the car even when he wasn't driving. He loves to drive.
Good fun though. God, I enjoyed that so much. Like 5-week break might be a little too much. I think we should somehow cut that down to at least one every 3 weeks. So
I'm looking. Like I said, mate, I'm looking for enduros every time I log in. I have to pay for something.
Well, I'm just waiting for week 1, mate. Bring on week 1 so I can get some brand new free content. Then I can start saving up for all these big tracks. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
So it's
I'm pumped.
A week of free next week of nothing, and then
apparently, like,
what is it, Lovestem? Just
let us know in the chat.
All in races. It doesn't matter, does it? You just go in and race.
From what I'm read, there's no ranked races, so you just hop in and race. And I don't know if I read it correctly or whatever, but it almost sounded like you didn't have to buy any content either. But that sounds too
good to be true.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's like you can race on any track for 1 week, and then bang, it's out of your inbox again, and you can't use that track again. That does sound a little bit
incentive. Like you jump in your favorite car and your favorite track and go, well, now I'm just going to have to buy that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, it could be perfect advertising, but yeah, we'll find out. It's going to be our first week 13 next week. So that's the other thing I was thinking of doing, which hasn't come across, but streaming on Tuesday nights, the brand new iRacing week races. So
is that
Monday
night,
yeah.
Is that the day that it rolls out?
Yeah, Tuesday for us, which must be Monday for America. So, yeah.
Let's see.
Food for thought.
Just in answer to Loopy's question, yes. For those who don't know, I went up to Queensland to visit Furby for a week, and we started the week without a PC, and we ended the week with a PC.
That's how we roll.
Now we're talking.
That's how we roll.
And,
thanks for setting it up, buddy.
Yeah, all good. I'm
got
glad
you over the line, mate.
I was there. But yeah, we had a great time. We caught up and just chewed the fat in face to face, and we did shopping together. What else did we do? Bought games and T-shirts and
all other sorts of good gear.
Held hands on the beach. Chad had problems opening up a rear door.
Oh god!
Let us know,
my wife's Suzuki Swift Sport. Didn't know where the door handle was.
Can I tell my side of this story?
Yeah, lay it on us.
So, Furby and his wife come to pick us up in her car from our hotel. So they rock up, and I see this little Swift. So Donna opens the front door, my wife, and gets in, and I'm looking at the size of the front door and going, there's no door handle on the back. This is a 2-door. And I'm supposed to jump in the back with Furby. So I'm like, I'm looking at my wife going, what are you doing? Let me in first.
Yep.
And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I can't get in unless you pull the seat forward for me. And so then they proceed to tell me, no, it's a 4-door. The door handle is up top of the door It's not
It's
in
flush,
the normal.
flush with the go.
Yeah. Cool and trendy
So-
designing.
He's
So
a
if you
quick,
got the-
quick fella, mate.
How close is your CSTBFO merch, mate? Now that we've got you on the big screen, we should be able to see it if you can hold it up.
It's not close.
Oh, mate. What kind of bloody promoter are you? Just
It's not close. There is t-shirts available. They are very.
about to do a live stream.
They
that
are
doesn't
worth
keep it on
the.
hand.
They are worth the enormous price it is for postage to Australia. It is a very good t-shirt. I must say, I was pretty impressed. So, Loops does all the merch promotion. Really, a lot of his European buddies have purchased the shirts and the socks. So,
Perfect.
good stuff. We're still waiting on the OXG shirt. So, Don, get on with
Don the designer.
Get on with
Don.
the design of the crayon shirt with the OXG written on it.
Is design.
Just like a really dirty looking white shirt, maybe with some coffee stains on it.
Oh, how good would that be?
Spaghetti sauce and just IXG racing written on the front. It's a hot
Well
seller,
used. Oh, it's going to go straight to the top of the page, isn't it? I can't see it not.
Means we're going to have to get some Simcaders merch going too.
Yeah, straight to hot items.
Yep. Back of a truck, Loops. Everything Don gets from the back of a truck somehow.
Don is back of a truck. It's perfect. It's perfect. How urgent? Okay.
Need to go. It's time to shut it down.
Yeah. My producer is saying that we've run over time.
Have we? Sure about that? Only just started.
I'm not too sure. But I could either come back or it's up to you, or we could, it's no stress.
How long have we been going for?
That's my producer and my makeup and my, what's the other person? Could be the post-production, pre-production.
Your boss.
Lunch lady.
Boss, mate. It's your boss, mate. The boss has spoken. Hello, wife.
Oh, good.
Hey,
welcome to the chat room. Is your producer...
My producer is lounging about, probably.
Is producing as well?
Yep. Always watching.
All fun and games. Always
watching.
Games.
Well, I suppose we can wrap it up. We've talked enough crap.
The correct amount. I've just got to check my bib, just see how wet it is. Definitely.
Anything else to finish off on, and we'll be
let the viewers know our new schedule. I guess would probably be Let me just go through my notes.
Thanks, wife. Oh, you've got a note. New schedule. New schedule is it'll just be randomised, I think. Aiming for
surprise. It's a surprise.
Yeah, I think when anybody's got something to really, we might let the dribble brew up a little bit more.
Just go straight to the bell. Oh, my hand! See that? As my hand presses the bell, it just disappears. That's perfect.
Seriously, going to have to get a backdrop like yours, mate. This is just not cool.
Go straight to the bell. You'll know when we go live.
Look how amateur Joe and I are compared to you. That's why you're in the middle, mate. We are bringing you down. The next stream, I think, is just going to be inks.
Next level.
So,
going all out.
I'd just like to thank Furby to my right and Jad to my left.
Thank you, Inks. I appreciate it.
Wait on, no problems.
Hey, fellas, what are you doing over there, eh? Do you want some drink, mate? Here's a drink.
Let's just go to...
Give it back. I'll take it back. There we go.
Let's just go to Tony with the picture report. They can look to monitor 2.
So going to have to get my snowball out. I feel out of place, mate. We all need to be holding microphones and a backdrop.
Oh, mate. This is it. This is it. No, I've really enjoyed it. Glad to be back. Glad to see the smiles on the faces. Glad to see the chat room scroll through as well. It's great to have you all with us.
Very good.
Yeah, so sorry there was no pre-warning, but that's just how it's going to roll.
Also, I just noticed, are we all sporting a man buns or ponytails now? I see, Furby, you've grown your hair.
What can I do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at that.
We're shaping.
Now,
we're just growing, waiting for dreads. So
now trending 2014, I think. Yeah.
Look out. Mullet is back.
Or 1987, yep.
Oh, well, if you want to go the generation prior to that one, also works.
Blaze of glory.
It always comes
good
back.
times. Good times. Thanks for chilling out, fellas.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Three-way. The mullet was never gone. Mate, I'm bringing party up the front. No, what is it? Party out the back. I'm bringing business back to the front. So next time, we're going to have all that short hair up front again. Definitely. It's all up to you, Ferbs, to round it out, mate. My voice has gone a bit too dry.
Well, thanks for chatting some crap. Jad, welcome to the Simcaders.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
it's an honour.
2's company. 3 is
the correct amount.
It's not crowded in here. It fills up the screen nicely. A little bit bigger than I'd like, so might have to shave and get a better webcam. Just not looking very professional on this left side of the screen.
The video RTX what?
Gonna have to buy an RTX. Oh God.
Is
well,
Mrs.
thanks.
Furby still listening?
No, we're not getting one. All right.
Producer is just shaking her head. I'm not sure why she's shaking her head.
She might be coming in. Might be getting the band stick.
Definitely.
Right,
peace out, fellas.
Done. Peace out. See you later, everyone. Thanks for dropping by,
Thanks,
and we'll see you next time.